Well, hey there, awesome art kiddos. How are you doing today? Do you know what's coming up pretty soon? In about 1 week, less than a week, it's going to be Mother's Day. I don't know about you, but I like to do something special for my mom on Mother's Day. I have some ideas, and if you're looking for an idea, I wanted to show you today how you could draw a picture of your mom. And I can show you in detail, step by step, how to draw your mom. There is one thing that all of our moms have in common. All of our moms have a face, eyes, eyebrows, a nose, and a mouth, ears, neck, and of course some hair and some shoulders. So let's gather some supplies so that you can draw your mom. For today's picture, I started off with a piece of drawing paper. Any kind of paper will do. I like to go for thicker paper if you're going to be adding watercolor or some kind of paint to it. But if you're not going to be using watercolor, any paper you have will work. I also need a pencil so I can draw and a Sharpie for outlining. If you're worried about making mistakes when you're drawing your mom, then I would start with a pencil so that you can make changes and erase. And then afterwards, you can outline with a Sharpie. Now, as far as coloring in, I used crayon for the eye color, the eyebrows, the mouth, hair, the shirt, and then I used paint. I happen to have a skin color paint, and I use that for the skin of the face. I also snuck a little crayon in the background to make some white hearts before I watercolored. That's called crayon resist because the watercolor paint doesn't like to stick to those hearts that are made of white crayon. Now, do you have to do exactly the same thing I did? No, not at all. Feel free to use whatever color materials that you have on hand. You might have markers. You might have color pencils. You might have oil pastels. Whatever you have that works, go for it. Let's get started. Let's start with Mom's eyes. Now, when we look at the shape of an eye, we can see it's made up of 4 lines or shapes. A frown line, a smile line, a circle, and a dot. Now, let's start with the frown line. Frown, and then we're going to hook a smile to it. So it kind of looks like an almond or a football. Inside, I'm going to add a circle. That's the color part of your eye. It's called your iris. And then the black dot is a pupil. Now we know that when we're going to give Mom her eyes, we're going to give her 2 eyes. I'm going to come down on my paper a little bit, find the middle, and then from the middle I'll look to the left and the right. So I'll put the middle for my finger right there, and then I'm going to draw to the left of that a frown line, add the curve, smile. Inside, I'm going to put the circle for the iris and a little black dot for the pupil. There, I made an eye. Now I'm going to come over to the right a little bit, and I'm going to do it again. Frown, smile, circle inside, and a dot for the pupil. Excellent. Now my mom can see. I'm going to give her some fancy eyelashes. I want her to look pretty. Nice. And then I think I can also give her some eyebrows. Up above Mom's eyes are eyebrows. This is a little bit of hair that grows on our face above our eyes. See how I drew 2 curved lines up top, but I can't color lines in. So if I add a second line hook to each one, I've made an eyebrow. Excellent. Now let's look at the parts of the nose. There's the tip of our nose, which is a little smile line. That's the wiggly part. On each side are little curves, kind of like ears for nostrils. And then the lines coming up are the bridge of the nose. Let's start with the tip. Looks like a smiley face, doesn't it? On each side, I'm going to put a little C-shape and backward C-shape curve for nostrils. And then the bridge of the nose are lines coming up. We don't really have a bridge on our nose, but that's what it's called. Let's give Mom her nose. I'm going to come down from the middle of her eyes a little bit on my paper, and I'm going to start with that smiley face curve. That's the wiggly tip of our nose. On each side, I'm going to add the nostrils. On this side, it's kind of like a letter C, and here, like a backward C. Then the bridge of the nose, which is that hard part of your nose that you can bump, kind of goes up towards the inner part of each eye. There, Mom's got a nose and she can smell cookies. Yes. All right, let's give Mom her mouth. Now, if we look at the mouth, we have a top line of the mouth, a bottom line of the mouth, and then a line through the middle to split it into a top and bottom lip. The top lip has a little bump right there in the middle. We're going to use that like a little letter V with little curve lines coming off of it. Let's start with that V. At each end of the little letter V, I'm going to add curve lines, one going this way and one going the other way. Now from each end of those curve lines, I'm going to draw one big smile curve line going from one end to the other. Now I need to draw one last line going through the middle to divide that big mouth into a top and bottom lip. Yay! So let's go ahead and do that with Mom. Go just under her nose and start with that little V shape, kind of like a letter V. And on each tippy end of that letter V, add those smiley face curve lines. One going this way, one going that way. Now we're going to do one big smiley face curve line going from one end to the other of that top of the mouth. Then, of course, a line through the middle will split that large mouth shape into a top and bottom lip. Yes, now Mom's got her lips. Before we can even think of adding ears, we need to give Mom her face. Now, let's start with this little curve that kind of goes around the lips. That's Mom's chin. Good job. Now, on each end of that curve shape, I'm going to bring the line up a little bit past Mom's eyebrows. So let that line grow taller on this side. Then I'm going to let the other line grow taller on the other side. There we go. I'm not going to close off the top. Don't do that yet. Hang on. I'm going to go ahead now and give Mom a neck. It's two lines coming down from her chin. I'm going to close off the space from one side of the neck to the other to show where her skin ends and her t-shirt will begin. And then I'm going to give her her shoulders on both sides. Now let's look at ears. One ear on each side, please. You notice this ear is really just two curve lines, one inside the other, kind of like a backwards letter C. Now, of course, on the other side of the ear, I need to think that it's going to flip over and look opposite. So on the other side, the ear will be a C-shaped curve line with a little C inside. Let's do that on Mom's head. Right around where the eyes are a good place to make your ears. I'm going to start with a backwards C-shaped curve over here with a little backwards C-shaped curve inside. And then on the other side, this time it's a C-shaped curve with a little C-shaped curved inside. There. Now Mom can hear you say, "I love you." Let's talk about hair, friends. We don't all have the same kind of hair or hairstyles. Some moms have straight hair with a straight line. Some moms have wavy hair. And some moms have really curly hair. See the difference between those curls? Some are short hair, some are long haired, and some are kind of in the middle. So let's talk about how we can add those kinds of hairlines to some examples of people. Look at the space between the two ears and the two sides of the head. I'm going to make a little dot right there in the middle. See that little dot up high? From that little dot, I'm going to draw a smooth straight line to one ear and then a smooth straight line from the dot to the other ear. I'm going to go back to the dot and draw a smooth line going around to the shoulders, going around the ear on the other side too. That's Mom with long hair that is straight. Now, what if your mom's hair is straight but not that long? Let's find a little spot in between the ears, put a dot. See how the dot's higher up? Now from that dot, straight line to one ear, straight line to the other. Then I'm going to go back to the dot and do a straight line, but this time it's shorter. So wherever mom's hair goes, just stop and bring your line around and then to the cheek, chin, neck, wherever the length of hair may go. Now those are moms with straight hair, long and short. This mom might have curly hair. So again, between those two ears, I'm putting a dot. Make sure the dot's a little up higher than the head. And then this time from the dot, I'm going to do a wiggle line towards the ear, a wiggle line towards the other ear, back to the dot for a wiggle line going up and around the ear and down to the shoulders. Go back to the dot and wiggle line on the other side. Now that's a mom with long curly hair. Let's try it again. Dot. Now from that little dot, can do a kind of wavy line to each ear. See how it just curves a little bit. And then a line that just kind of gently curves and goes over. And then a line from the dot on the other side too. You can practice doing all kinds of hairstyles on some scrap paper. Okay, so I practice and now I'm going to add a hairstyle to my mom. Finding the space between the two ears, going up a little bit and making a dot. Now you might not see the dot very good, but I know where it is. It's right there. I'm going to start on that dot and I'm going to bring a line towards the ear on this side. Then I'm going to go back to the dot and bring a line towards the other ear. Back to the dot again to bring a line that swoops up and curves all the way down to mom's shoulders. And then one on the other side as well. There, now mom's got some hair. I'm going to add some earrings and a necklace. That'll look nice. I'm going to start adding some paint now for mom's skin color. And I'm going to try to be careful to go underneath the eyebrows and above the eyes. I'm also going to try to remember to be careful when I'm going around mom's ears. Don't forget to paint those ears in. And around mom's hair. Just pull that brush along as you're painting. Let's get it all painted in now. I'm going to use crayon to color in mom's eyes, eyebrows, hair, lips, earrings, necklace, and shirt. Since I'm going to watercolor the background, I'm adding some hearts in white crayon. You can't really see them, but I'm pushing down hard so when I watercolor, they'll show up. All right, I'm going to paint the background now. I'm going to do a rainbow color, doing a little bit of red on each side of mom, and then I'm going to do the next rainbow color, which is orange, and work my way all the way to purple. See how the hearts are showing up? Now you can do whatever you want. And if you don't have watercolor paint, don't worry about it. Just use whatever materials you do have and make the picture look beautiful for your mom. You're wagging your tail. Does that mean you think I did an okay job on drawing a mom today? What do you think? Not food, just a picture. Oh, wow. Ah, you like it.